Oh, you're good. Hi. And welcome to another edition of Witchy Whims. I'm your host, S with the most S. I'm Adam, and this is my co-host for the day. It's Sam. He's back again. And so anyway,
Boya.
Island Boy.
Mhm.
Island Boy's back to help us out again.
Island noise.
So anyway, we're today going to talk about some things like spirit guides and spirit animals, and how do you find one, and do you really need one, and things like that. Sam has traveled the astral plane, and through the use of psychedelics, has dipped into his inner psyche, and he's very enlightened, and so anyway, we're going to talk about that a little bit too. And should you not, use those sorts of things to achieve a goal like that, and because shamans of old, like we're talking about Paleolithic, Neolithic man, cavemen had their wise elder, the shaman, the medicine woman, medicine man, and that person was not only in charge of the tribe's physical health, but also their spiritual and mental well-being, and so you didn't just do things for the good of the physical well-being, like make sure there was enough food or warmth available, but you also had to look after their spiritual health. And I think everyone has to do that. Now it's kind of like out there, without the church. A lot of people are wondering, what do I do to feed my soul? And I say witchcraft. Why not? It's filled my soul, honestly. I'm a much calmer, much more complete person than I was before I started to practice witchcraft and or paganism, whatever you want to call it. But I do like the craft of witchcraft. Hey, all right. Hey, Mort, and hi, Nigel. And I'm so glad. Thank you so much, Nigel. And I'm so glad that you guys are here. And Mort says, hey, to Debbie Wallace Hagen. Hey, Debbie. And then also we have Nigel was kind enough to share us on his group page. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. And as ever, much love to anyone in England, everyone in England. And so hopefully you guys will be checking in. Anyway, we're going to, I wanted to ask Sam, so what did you, how did you find your spirit animal?
Well,
You gonna tell us a story?
well, one thing of how I found it.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of where to start. My bad, because it's just a big melting pot of a story. One way, I'll say, okay. So you just said something about English people, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. The English. I believe the English listening in today.
The
How titillating.
royalty.
Well, I doubt the Queen's listening, but it's possible. I doubt it though.
She could be.
Does she watch TV? She might. She might.
Bloody hell. Anyways,
oh, don't say bloody. It's so rude.
Oh, it's not so. It's ever not so rude.
Oh, it is. All right. So go ahead with the story.
Anyways,
spirit animal.
One way I found one of my spirit animals, I guess, is the one I embrace a lot. Is you can study your name, because usually there's some last names and stuff that resemble animals and shit. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that, but
tell them what yours is.
So my English Scottish last name is Todd, Todd, and that's meaning someone who resembles a fox. And so that, when I found that out, which was about probably like 4 years ago, mm-hmm. it just made me like, wow, like more interesting. Because then you read about like how a fox is. I didn't know much about a fox before that,
Yeah,
but how they sly and how they're witty and you know the just the looks and everything. And
he is kind of foxy.
I guess so.
So,
But
but
that's one. So that's one thing. My bad. Sorry.
so no, you check out your name origins and see if there's any
Yeah,
animals
you can check out your
associated with that.
name or your astrology sign. Every
Okay.
astrology sign has a spirit, animal, or like if it's just something that intuitively,
hmm
is this if there's some animal that just reaches out to you, like it could be a butterfly.
Well, yeah, and I kind of do relate with butterflies. I plant milkweed for the monarchs,
Mm-hmm.
and I propagate it more and more every year. And I picked up a dead one. I had to get off my bike to do it, even, but I didn't want to leave it in the street to just stay
It
there.
came across your path for
It came
a
across my path, and I looked down
reason.
on, and I was on my bike, and I put the kickstand down, put it neutral, popped off, got the butterfly, put it in my jacket. It was already passed away. So, and then I brought it home, and
Mm-hmm.
I may immortalize it on my board of winged things back there. You can kind of see it right behind me here. I have one of those moths like the Silence of the Lambs. I found it outside. It was really cool. And then also I have this monarch butterfly. So I may bury it even.
Isn't that the butterfly they
No.
use on the butterfly effect?
Uh, I don't know. Is it?
You never seen that movie?
Well, yeah, I saw it. You know what? I saw that movie, and I was the only person in the entire theater. So it was like a private showing for me. It was good. I love
Really?
Ashton Kutcher.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. It was just me in the theater, all by myself, and I went to watch Butterfly Effect. And I think I love Ashton Kutcher. He's an Iowan.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah,
I don't. I used to have it on DVD,
yeah.
and I had the one that had was it how you say it, three act, the theater version.
Oh, yeah. Theatrical version.
Theatrical version, and then they had the director's cut.
Yeah. It's
Director's cut is way better.
Yeah. Oh, really? It was.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
in the end, he kind of just like, in order to make everybody's life better, he went back to birth and took his own.
Isn't that crazy, though,
Yeah.
to think that you could do that? But I mean, really, time is relative, and to those on that timeline. But not everybody is probably on the same timeline. And time definitely, I think, affects people in different ways, because I sometimes think, oh my, how could that have been 20 years? And some people are like, damn, I just can't believe, it feels like 50. It's only 20. Oh, it feels like 50.
It may not be the same timeline, but you could be in the same time phase.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And at the same time. So
I was in the right place, but it must have been
I was on a, that's so anyway, then what? So then your astrological sign. What about Chinese New Year animals? What do you think of that?
That too.
Yeah,
that has a lot to play too.
I'm a
That's
snake.
funny because when we was talking about
Mhm.
things, that's one thing. Oh, you had that in your head or something for a minute, huh?
Well, I mean, I know that
Chinese,
the Chinese New Year. I'm
it
the
has
snake.
a lot.
Year of the
that has a
snake.
part to do with your personality. You're the snake.
Yeah, I'm year of the snake.
That's my mom.
Well, yeah.
I gotta study that one. No, I gotta study that. No, because I want to study what it means. I'm the year of the monkey, so.
Oh, you are.
That's
Well,
why I'm
that makes sense.
Jumping around and always activity and fun film.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's always some excitement afoot with with Sam, because he'd agree to just about anything. That's always fun, really. And so then we were. How did you find your spirit guide? How did you discern that?
Whatever guides you through life. Whatever guides you through life at the time.
Yeah. So that's it. Guide. So your spirit guide doesn't even have to be like this, old biker guy or something.
It's not this one thing. It could be many of people that you meet in life, and that's your spirit guide. I mean, really, your number one spirit guide is really honestly your heart, because that's
That
what.
makes sense. It's like it's because it is within you
Well, that's the strongest
be your own
force.
guide.
That's the strongest force in the Toronto field.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think so because you have to you have to follow your instinct. So if it feels right, that's your inner self guiding you to the thing that you need to do. The place where you need to be.
It's like this. I'm gonna say it like this. What? Okay, the ocean, yeah, we know is a big part of Earth. But
Mhm.
what is really the strongest part of Earth? Think about it. Think about it. What has the most activity?
Well, that'd be people.
That'd be the core.
Oh, are you checking? Okay, all right. I'll go along with that.
Yeah. You ever seen a movie, The Core?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I did.
Yeah, it's about when they travel to the
Mhm.
middle, the core of the Earth.
Yeah, they
And
drilled
how
out.
high all the activity is going
Didn't they
on.
have like a big, like
Yeah,
a
they
big
had
screw,
that big
kind
drill.
of?
It was a big drill, and they kept drilling to the
Mhm.
middle of the Earth.
I forget what they found. It wasn't dinosaurs or something, was it? Okay.
I think that's evolution. You talking about?
Oh, that was Journey to the Center of the
Yeah,
Earth.
no,
Yeah,
this is
something
just
like
the
that.
core.
Okay.
This is like Lost in Space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. If you can.
I know that thing keeps moving.
He's got long legs. So, but anyway, so I said, well, if your spirit guide is just something that guides your spirit, for a particular time when you're in need of that, I said, well, then Bob is a spirit guide.
It could be a spirit animal too.
Because he could be, and because he really did help me keep my sanity last winter, and he was just he was good company. I went through, I was by myself a lot last winter, and it was just tough, the isolation and stuff, and just being by yourself all the time. But it's friends like Bob and spirits like Bob that, just kind of kept me sane and kept me focused on springtime. So, but, you just never know every year. And so then I can see where your spirit guide would change, throughout your life or throughout, different periods of your life.
It's hard to explain to people. It's by the people I meet that I come across, and that's my guidance. Like,
Sometimes I think people actually, oh yeah, okay. Sometimes I think people oh this is the Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Okay. People don't look to the obvious for answers. It's like sometimes it's like it was that simple, really, So I mean, like your spirit guide is just whatever is whatever person or maybe even a pet or animal, whatever is helping guide you, through that period of your life,
exactly.
And it could even be like a tree,
This
tree gave me so much stability when I was just like, felt like I was falling down.
I mean,
You know?
Stuart Little helped guide a little boy through life, and he was a little mice.
He was a mouse. I don't think I want a mouse for a spirit guide.
No,
Although I'll have to say, I met a mouse one time that did guide my spirit, and it made my spirit glad because I was out in the backyard and I was turning things over and like picking things up, and here she was. It was like a valve cover gasket, and I flipped it over, and here's Mama Mouse with her babies, and the babies were big enough they could run. But they were all right up under her, and she's got her paws out, and she's covering all of them, and she just had this fierce look in her eye, like, "Don't you touch my babies!" And so, anyways, I just dumped the thing out, and her babies were clinging on, and she's running away, and one of them dropped off, and I just watched him like kind of try and catch up with the rest, and it was so funny, and it was kind of like really meaningful at that moment. Because it's like, Mama Mouse, I'm not going to kill your babies, much as I hate mice, just get on out of here. And because I can't, even like yesterday, there was a spider, and it was a spider, and I just couldn't.
It was like,
yeah,
it was like this big right here, just so they can
humongous.
see
It was
it.
like the size of a Eisenhower dollar.
Yeah, I was about to
it was
say.
a big one, and she had a whole sack of eggs on her.
Size of a big toe.
She had a sack of eggs on her back, and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna mess with that one. She can just have her. She can have her space. I'll have mine. And we'll just both get along in the house together, because she's quite beneficial to eating bugs and stuff like that, and I like that, because I hate mosquitoes and crap. Oh, and then there was a bat in the house last night, and I came in, and it's just flying around in a circle, and so I leave the door open and kind of walk away for a little bit, and then I come back, and I'm looking around, and I think it flew out the door when I opened it. I think they come in the chimney, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's kind of weird. And if you find a bat in your house, this little FYI, take a towel, like a bath towel, and as it flies by, just or as it's flying around, throw the bath towel and try and get it underneath it. So, because if it gets underneath it, it'll fall to the ground, because the towel's too heavy for it to fly around with. And then you can like catch it under the towel and just kind of wrap it up and take it outside, and then put it on the ground or wherever, someplace that's safe, and then open the thing and let it go. And because they eat like a billion times their weight in mosquitoes, so they're super beneficial for the environment and for all of us that really don't care for mosquitoes. It's the marsh life, life on the river, fun stuff. And so have you had a spirit, a spirit guide along the way?
Everybody I meet, anything I come across at the time in my life that's important.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can answer it.
Right there. Yeah. So yeah.
Ooh, my brother is that year too.
Here, let me read that I'm going to read this to you guys, because it's kind of interesting. We're doing Chinese zodiac, and so if you are in the Chinese zodiac or into that, you said you're a monkey. We'll read that next. But I'm a snake, and I am hypnotic and charming, wise but naive. That's true. And prudent, profligate, and possessive. Ooh, with more than a touch of prudery thrown in. They know me. The word contradiction could have been invented for snakes. They lie in wait, biding their time until it's time to act, no matter how long it takes. Well, that is true. Those who see this as inactivity do so at their peril, for the snake is planning the next move, right down to the last detail. Snakes absorb information, gathering intelligence, with the same appetite with which a glutton attacks his food. Then sieve it and put it in the right compartment of their super intelligent minds. Facts may be their diet, but they have the ability to cook up original ideas, especially artistic ones. Sometimes, in putting their brains into overdrive, their judgment might be unbalanced, and the answers they come up with to solve problems can be off target. Not that the snake will see this. Their love of companionship encourages them to stay as close to home as they can, but their love of the creative art can overcome this and see them venturing forth. They are the late risers of the Chinese zodiac, often staying in bed when the rest of us are up and about. But the snake is conserving its energy and planning the day ahead. Craving love and affection in matters of romance, snakes are well matched with the dragon or the considerate dog. The rat will play with a snake's emotions, and while the tiger has its attractions, it's too prone to betrayal for the snake to ever truly be comfortable. God dang, did they just read my life or what?
Mm,
It's funny.
okay.
It's kind of funny. I didn't read that before, but
The things you
pretty
find
accurate.
out.
All right, let's see if it's as
The
accurate.
things you find out.
Let's let's see if it's as accurate for him. Um, Watching a monkey in the wild, one can only wonder at their agility, their audacity, and their constant activity, all of which has to take its toll in the end, which is when they slump exhausted and unmoving. Sleepy. It's the same with their zodiac counterparts, always on the go, inventive and great fun to be with. They are often plunged into periods when they feel insecure and depressed, but not for long. That irrepressible sense of fun soon reemerges and they're off again, cajoling the rest of us to loosen up and have fun. They can be outrageously flirtatious and manipulative, but they really do love their fellows and their intentions are usually good. Don't be fooled by the madcap behavior. Monkeys know exactly what they're doing, they know what they want, and usually get it. And if they have to play games with people to do so, such as their nature, that when they are caught out, they are usually forgiven. They're on the go for days on end, and then they'll slump, gather their energy, and start again. Fitting and fussing and general interfering with other people's lives, usually for the common good, though. The ox will put up with the monkey's hyperactivity. The rat makes a good partner, too, being able to calm the monkey and encourage it to enjoy a little domesticity.
Mhm.
Horses and monkeys tap into the same energy source, but they will never settle down together, far too exhausting a pairing. And monkeys are 32, 44, 56, 68, 80, and 92. And then I forgot to say, snakes are 29, 41, 53, 65, 77, and 89. So there you go. Those are pretty accurate, I'd say. The Chinese zodiac is good. And so that was kind of interesting.
Mhm.
So go look up your Chinese zodiac symbol and see if
Somebody said it, the dog. Mort.
what. Oh, okay, you're the dog. Okay, Mort,
This will
let's
be
check you out.
that.
And hello, Charles. We're doing quite well today and having a great day. And it's a beautiful day here in Iowa. The weather couldn't be better. So I mean, it's perfect summer day today. And so we're gonna enjoy it right after the podcast. But yes, the dog for Mort. So let's see. Oh, here we go. I'm on that page. It's years are 34, 46. My dad was born in 46. So 58, 70, 82, and 94. So my dad was Year of the Dog. Man's best friend, loyal, protective, and lends all its characteristics to those born during its years of ascendancy in the Chinese zodiac. They will get involved in things, often without thinking of the consequences they may have to face. What they want is results, and they want them now. Not for them. Not for them are lengthy periods of negotiation and discussion that loom endlessly ahead. They are honest and straightforward, often with a seemingly placid nature that belies an underlying restlessness. They are steadfast in their friendships and make few enemies, but when they do, watch out. And being quick to show the affection they feel for others, they make it easy for them to feel quite unembarrassed when demonstrating the feelings they return. They are optimistic, sometimes over optimistic, which can result in disappointment. Yeah. But they simply don't understand it when a friendship goes awry, which is why they should, on occasion, sit back on their hindquarters and take stock of the world around them, their friends and possessions. Dogs and tigers, perhaps surprisingly for seeming opposites, often enjoy passionate affairs, and sizzling long-term relationships. But pigs are probably the best matched creatures for the dog. Rats are usually too nervous for the sociable canine, and match with an ox is almost guaranteed to end in a battle of wills, from which winner takes all. Oh, Jesus, that doesn't sound fun. So anyway, there's the thing that I that kind of stood out to me um, with the dog is they're over optimistic, and that can end in disappointment. And it's true. If you set yourself up for something like that, like say for example, you're going to go on a first date with somebody, and you get yourself all hyped up and think, oh, the possibilities are endless. This person could be the person that I will spend the rest of my life with, or, this person could be my soulmate, but then, you go out with them and they're nice and everything, but, it's not this instant love at first sight, So then you're disappointed. Ugh, I didn't find my soulmate today. But you know what? You really should just be happy that you met someone that, paid for dinner and didn't smell bad and, could hold up their end of the conversation. It's just little things like that, I think, that are meaningful. And so I said that, I'm not dating based on looks. I'm not dating, based on anything but they asked me. They were nice enough to ask. They asked in a nice way, didn't send a dick pic, and took me somewhere halfway decent for dinner. And you get good dinner and good conversation, I'm not disappointed. And I don't expect anything else. Maybe the start of a nice friendship or something, But I don't get disappointed often, because usually you can get that much out of a date. But it's just fun to just like go with it. If maybe they're not exactly the way you look, the way you'd like them to look or whatever, or maybe they don't have the greatest job, or maybe they're something, I don't know, they got hairy chest and you like smooth chest, I don't know. But anyway, just give them a chance and go. I mean, the worst that'll happen is, you'll come home and go, oh boy, I'm never going to go there again. And, but you got free dinner. Is there a common theme here with me? I think it's just the free dinner.
Free dinner.
But yeah, I that's the least they can do if I'm going to like spend my time and go, meet someone new. Cause I don't know. I'm kind of like, since COVID, I could stay home all the time and never go anywhere again. It's about that bad. So, well, what would your spirit guide tell you if you said, "Nah, I don't think I'm ever leave the house again"?
So you're sure you should know by now what was it? I said, bump that. And I gotta get out here. Just compatibility.
Yeah, I know. I was just checking it out. I Ching. Oh yeah, okay. Interesting. There's so many things out there. This is a book of divination, actually, and there's so many interesting ways to be able to, divine the future. But in all honesty, the future is a figment of your imagination, and it is not. It has not happened yet. I spent so much time worrying about something that hadn't even happened yet, and it might never have happened. Who knows? But it definitely, I spent way too much worried about stuff, that was sort of a moot point at the time. You don't know what your future holds. Oh, pig. Can you? Yeah, I'll read pig for you. Sure. I like pigs. I grew up next to a like third largest pig farm in Iowa. It was big, and they had a lot of pigs. Yes, a certain odor to it, but it was good. We like baby pigs.
I'll be right back.
All right. So I'm gonna.
While you read that.
Okay. Can you open the door? Like, give me some more light. Okay. Awesome. Ooh, the door's open. Oh, let the sunlight in. So it's a little bit harsh lighting now, but that's okay. Whatever. It's nice to have the breezes, and it's just so good here. So the pig, I'm on the page. Pigs 35, 47. Oh, which was my mother. 59, 71, 83, and 95. The last sign in the 12-year cycle, pigs are born at a time when new horizons beckon. They are creative and intelligent and only too happy to take the world as they find it. Something that explains the fact that the pig is a contented animal. They're only too happy to use their intelligence for the benefit of others, for they are as generous as the day is long. They often enjoy a lively social life, but at the end of the day, having joined in with gusto, they are only too happy to return to the sty, and therein lies a porcine problem. Oh my goodness. They like their homes so much that they can become over anxious about finding the right partner to settle it in with. And when that particular person doesn't look like showing up, the pig can become very, very depressed. The family is central to the pig, and while they are happy for their offspring to leave home and make their own way in life, when it comes to coming home for Sunday lunch, whenever possible, there's a 3-line whipping operation. Pigs and rabbits make a good match, the latter's innate liveliness infecting the former to the pig's advantage, and dragons, provided they can be persuaded to calm down and enjoy a quieter life than they are used to, will make perfect partners for pigs. Snakes and pigs communicate on different wavelengths, and a horse will unseat a pig at the first opportunity. Well, that's no good. So if you are a pig, you probably should look to be with someone who is, where's the pig? It is, it must be 2 pages. No, there's not. Well, darn it. I think it must be this one here. Sheep and rabbit are your most compatible if you are a pig. Snake, monkey, and pig are least compatible. So don't pick up another pig. Oh, Lordy. Hey, Greg. I'm so happy you're here. So nice to see you. I really... I've kind of missed the Ghost Box show. I did catch part of it the other day, but I couldn't hang around, and so then I didn't get to hear any ghosts. But hope you found some. And I'm gonna do. Since we're talking about ghosts, it's National Ghost Hunting Day, September 24th, and we are going to be here at the She Shop doing, stuff. We're going to try and talk to spirits ourselves here. And I would invite Greg to come down and join us if he'd like in the She Shop and bring a ghost box. We're going to have some other equipment, but what I'm shooting for is to investigate the entire place. So we'd have a couple people on the marsh, a couple people in the shop, a couple people in the house, and a couple out front, right on the river. And so then we could kind of catch the vibes everywhere, and we're going to probably do the live here. So, when they do the world, the national day, we're going to, be involved with that. So 71 resonates, and yes, I'm a homebody. 71 resonates. Well, I'm not sure I get that. And yes, I'm a homebody. Well, good. There's nothing wrong with being a homebody. I'm a total homebody. Mostly since COVID, but I kind of like it that I can just have people over, and then I never have to leave my home, ever. I mean, I go out and get groceries and whatnot, and do things that need doing, of course. And but I've been trying to work from home and take care of things from home, and not have to really go a whole lot of other places. I think I may decide to do something else at some point, but right now I'm just really enjoying just being around my house, working on it and hanging out and doing stuff. And of course it's summertime now, so home is a great place to be, if you're me, living on the river. It's a good thing. And so, yeah, I don't care if I leave that much at all. And it's just, it's chill at my house. Same, yeah. I'm chill. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. That's what it is. Oh, born in 71. Okay, there you go. Got it. Um, yeah, I'm a. Hey, Viv. I'm so happy to see ya. You want? Hey, Viv, can you come into the podcast? I'll send you a link. Hang on, because she knows about spirit guides and stuff too, and I think spirit animal. Let's see.
Yours is a horse.
Yeah, mine's a horse, my spirit animal. I got a whole book of horses to color, and I have been actually coloring a lot of horses. I used to have horses, and they are just so awesome and really can be your best friend, horses are just amazing animals, and they're so smart, and they have so much personality. It's incredible. Let's see. Let's see here. Sending a link to there. Here we go. Right at the top of the list, right there. Okay, and then do this and go Control V. Okay, got it. Hit it. Well, enter. There we go. Yes. All right. Sent. Hit that, and then, well, I don't want to close that. Just do that. Hey, I'm back. So I sent a link to you. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Well, hopefully we'll be getting you in the podcast here pretty quick, Viv. If you'd like to join us, I would love that. And you can talk to us a little bit about more spirits, because Viv is with the Spooky Crew. In case you didn't know or hadn't heard of her before, she's a member of the Spooky Crew, and they are in England, somewhere nearabouts. Oh, two horses. Yeah, we had horses, like a lot of them, and we had a carriage business, and I was a actual licensed carriage driver for the company. So it was awesome, and it kind of got old after a while, but for the most part, it was just like, doing something that you love. If you do something that you love, it's not like work, and you just can follow your passion and be able to experience things that that make
Other
you
people don't.
that give you joy, every day, if you're following your passion in life. And I kind of have been lucky enough to do so. And we're going to add Viv to the stream. I'm so happy that she's here. This is awesome. Hey, Viv, what's up?
You just caught me rolling a cigarette and being really naughty.
Oh, I like that, though. You know me, I'm just as naughty. I'm
I think to your friend in the back.
That's
What
Sam.
do you do there?
We call him Island Boy. So he's fun, though.
He does,
You can see why.
he does look like an island boy. Bob Marley's love child.
I know, right? Isn't that great?
He's handsome, but don't tell him.
I won't say anything. Yeah,
No.
I know. I try not to like say it too often, like, because he'll get a big head or something.
Oh, bless him.
So anyway, tell us about your experience with spirit animals.
When I started sitting in circle and progressing for the very first time, everyone was meeting their spirit guides and saying, "Oh, I've got this, that, and the other." But I didn't get that. I had to go through my spirit guides first, and I met my spirit guide before I actually met my gatekeeper or doorkeeper. So I had great times with him, though, because people think I'm mad when I say to them that I had a jaguar that actually his lips used to move and he actually used to speak English.
Oh, wow.
They thought I was crazy.
But did he speak the Queen's English, or was it more like American English?
Well, it wasn't Queen's English,
Oh
but
well,
and he
it
did
wasn't
say,
Cockney, was it?
he did say words in a funny way,
Yeah.
which
Well, and
was,
aren't they like South American?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but
I
I mean,
don't know.
they have the little the southern Spanish. He's from South America.
But no, he was. I mean, he was lovely. And then he's always
Nice.
with me, but I don't sort of work with him as much as I do with my. Sorry, I'm not doing this very well on my phone. I don't work with him as much as I do my doorkeeper and my other guides. I must admit.
Uh-huh.
But he's always around and he's there if I need him. I can
Yeah.
call on him, and he's a great friend. I love him. I love
Yeah.
him.
And
I'm not
but
a cat. And the funny thing
he's
is,
a
I'm not a
spirit
cat
though.
person.
He's a spirit, and
Yeah.
like, okay, gotcha.
I'm
Go
not a
ahead.
cat person, so it's really funny how he was drawn to me and, I ended
Yeah.
up with him.
Well, it's funny you're not a cat person. Your cat loves you.
Oh, I know. Oh, my cat is obsessed with me, honestly.
Yeah.
My cat.
How's he doing?
He's all right. We had a visitor today from Ireland, and
Uh-huh.
he came to have a little nosy around, wasn't impressed, and then he left. So my friend was a bit upset. Oh, he's come and gone, because she loves cats. I said, oh, he's just a funny thing, he'll take you or leave you, but.
Oh, sure. Well, and most cats are like that. They'll take you or leave you. They don't really care either way. Bob's always curious though. When people come, he wants to see what's going on. He thinks he's like the man of the house. And he's got to like forge out there ahead of everyone, see what's up with the situation. Make sure everything's in order, and then he can go about his business.
Yeah. But I must admit, my spirit animal did teach me a lot and sort of prepared me for meeting my main guides. And before they came in and I started working with them, he sort of paved the way for me and calmed me down and got me ready, if you like, for my guide coming in and meeting me for the first time.
Nice.
So I'm really thankful to him for that,
Where did your guide come from?
He's native Canadian Indian, and he stresses Canadian. He gets very upset when other people refer to him as a Native American, because he's not.
Yeah.
And he's very proud of the Canadian roots, and
as he should be,
Yeah, and
there's nothing wrong with Canadians, eh?
No, he's quite ancient. He goes way back when the land was still joined to America.
Oh yeah. The land bridge.
Yeah,
that's really old.
Yeah.
I was talking about those times, like earlier today. I was talking about how everything kind of goes back to when we were cavemen. And
am I allowed to smoke on this? Am I allowed to smoke?
What are you doing?
Am I allowed to smoke while I'm broadcasting?
Oh, I don't care if you smoke. Go ahead.
Just allow where you at.
Yeah, I mean it's not. It is what
it's just tobacco. It's just tobacco, no weed, so we're okay.
Okay.
Yep, I'm good with it. I'm so good with that. And I'm probably going to go that way myself here fairly soon. What are we looking at here? Oh, we've been on for almost 45 minutes, but it's time flies when I'm talking to you. It's just so great.
I love talking to you, but you know what? I can't wait for you to come back on our show. I know we've got
you.
you.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, and I have a gift for you that I would like to send you. And so don't go away after the podcast. We'll stick around, and I'll get your address so I can pop it in the post.
Yeah, and send me yours as well.
yeah. There you go. And
because people don't do that anymore.
Are you doing anything with the like International Ghost Hunting Day on September 24th?
I don't know. taken on a job recently, and I've become somebody's personal manager. So
Oh wow!
I
So
could
you're like
ring
a
them.
personal assistant. You kind of keep them all together, and
Well, I'm supposed to be lining up gigs and things and stuff like that for them, and
gotcha.
I never even thought about it. So I could ring him up and say, hey, do you want to open up your jail and do something for National Ghost Hunting Day? And
Yes.
because he's got his own jail over here.
Oh my God, that'd be so awesome! I bet there's something spooky there.
I feel there is. He doesn't
Yeah.
believe in ghosts. Well, he tries not to, but he has witnessed something in his jail.
Oh
So,
really? He doesn't
yeah.
want to admit that he saw something. What's up with that?
He's more the historian and more goes down the scientific road and
Right.
tries to find rational answers.
Yeah, he's rationalizing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sometimes you just can't. You cannot rationalize stuff. It just is. It's beyond description. It's beyond what anything that you've ever known before, and you just have to kind of go with it at that point.
What are you doing there, madam, on National Ghost Hunting Day? Are you going out?
Well, I'm having a little, soiree. Well, actually, I want to do like a séance kind of deal
Yeah.
at the chi shop here.
Oh,
Because
lovely.
I know there's stuff here. Well, we kind of paranormal investigated last night. We stayed up and we we didn't record, but I found the recorder, and we did hear a noise which we could not exactly attribute to anything in particular. So
Yeah.
so we, I mean, evidence. Yeah, I think I have enough personal stories. I don't know what you call that, but that sort of evidence. And now I want to start backing it up with some hardcore scientific evidence, and some like recordings or photos or get some of the cat balls. See if we can.
I bought my cat some little balls like these things that light up, and he doesn't even play with them. He doesn't even like them. And then I've taken them on ghost hunting things, and nothing's ever happened with them. So I put them back in the cat box. I thought, well, no, you have them. I don't need them. But I never got them to work for me. But other people have got such great results.
I've heard they have,
Yeah.
So, and I'm working with the Spirit Alabama team, from it's the other ladies on the Skeleton Key Network.
Yeah.
So we got Terry and Jess are on team Spirit Alabama. So what we're working on is spirit teams like all over the globe,
Yeah.
And so then we can all kind of collaborate and work together and share equipment if necessary, just things like that, and make things a little easier for everyone. And it's nice to collaborate because then you have someone to bounce things off of. And well, what did you think?
You'll have to come to the UK at some point. Stay with me, have a holiday. I don't care.
I would love that, man. That's like my dream come true. Would be to go to London. And to go to England and hang out there for a couple weeks or something,
and do some spiritual work as well,
and hit all the high points. Oh my God, I would love to do some spiritual work with you because I know you've really opened up. You've really opened yourself up to the universe, and I'd like to get there myself. So,
I think you definitely have. Don't sell yourself short. Honestly, your work is fantastic.
I don't know. Maybe I just am not expecting. I'm not realistic in my expectations. Maybe. So but it's things I can work out.
I think by not expecting, when it does happen, you value it more.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right.
And when you do expect, it doesn't happen.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of goes back to the whole date thing. It's like if you don't expect that it's your soulmate, and you just kind of take things as they come and enjoy the evening and have a nice chat with a seemingly nice person.
Yeah.
And you won't be disappointed. If you think
I met
my next husband, then you're going to probably get disappointed.
My husband, it's so strange. I met my husband when I was drunk and literally bumped into him, physically bumped into him, and arranged this date with him. And I said to my friend the next day, I can't even remember what he's looked like. He looks like, what if he's awful? He'll be here at 7 o'clock. And she said, just go. And I said, yeah, but I said, she said, if he's awful, she said, I'll ring you at 8 o'clock. And if he's awful, I'll make out something's happened and you've got to come home. I went, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you got to have that little backup plan so you can get out of it if you need to. But I've never had to use that yet. You know, I mean, just like, because I don't go based on looks either. I mean, if they, it doesn't matter what they look like, as long as they can pay for dinner, I'm your Huckleberry.
I've been stuck with him now for 27 years. We're married this year, 27 years.
Well, so, good for you guys. That's awesome.
From a drunken encounter.
That doesn't happen that often, though. You have to admit it doesn't really happen like that very often. So you're but once again, you're exceptional, Viv.
I've been lucky. I think just been lucky.
Well, yeah, and I mean, part of it's the vibe that you set out there, and the things that that you can manifest into your life. And you were just like at law of attraction. You were at a place in your life where you were open to it and you were ready for it when it came, and so then it was like it was ready to happen. Yeah,
it's like having as again like with spirit, working with spirits, having no expectation. Seeing where it goes, it's worked, and that's also worked for me in my spiritual work as well. I had no expectations. I knew what I was experiencing. I wanted to find out answers, and I found I was really lucky. I found a really fantastic teacher and mentor over here, and I joined his circle, and he's the one that gave me the tools, if you like, to unlock certain things.
Nice. Yeah, because you do kind of have to have tools to unlock certain parts of your mind, But what do you think about the use of psychedelics to open your mind?
Oh, I'd be very careful. Okay, so I would be careful because sometimes, especially if you're not sort of further down the road with it, if you like, you could get yourself in situations that would not be very nice, so to speak. Not every encounter with spirit or your guides, or they test you, they're trying to teach you, and if you're at a level where you're taking psychedelics that you're not going to remember, you're not going to remember the lesson, you're not going to learn anything from it, they might use it as a tool to teach you a lesson. So I would just be careful and not rely on something like that. Try and do it without the use of any hallucinogens and things like that to start with, just while you're learning. I mean, if that's the road you go down, then to get other I'm not going to call them hits with spirit because it's not hits, but you know what I mean by it. Other lessons, then that's okay too. But you have to be at one and at peace with what's going to come and accept it for what it is, rather than freak out and I don't understand that and that's really scared me. So if you're
absolutely right. You have to just be open to any possibility, and you may get nothing, you may just see some pretty colors.
When I first started out, I used to meditate in the bath because I loved my bath. It was so relaxing. And when I turned up at this circle, and he said, do you meditate? I said, yes. How do you meditate? In the bath. I got the biggest telling off as I've ever got. Because he said, if you get to a state of ultimate relaxation, you could fall asleep. And falling in the sleep in the bath is quite dangerous. So he told me never, ever do it in the bath.
Oh, I'll be darned. But you get it. I mean, you kind of have to just be able to be somewhere where you can relax. And that's part of my problem because I have restless leg. And about 10 minutes of relaxing and I can't be still. And then if I, take my medication, then I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. I got to go to sleep.
I think
it's hard to try and find that middle,
I think the secret to all of this and people think I'm mad when I say this, is breathing. It's just
Yeah.
slowing your breathing down
Yeah.
and just clearing your mind. Because when you slow your breathing down,
Yeah.
all sorts of things come in, both physically and spiritually. You know,
Yeah.
it's no great secret. You don't have to, you know, have this or that kind of, you don't have to be
Right.
an empath or anything like that.
Yep.
Just learn to sit quietly and slow your breathing right down. And if you
Yeah.
have, there's certain like techniques that you can find on the internet, and
Mhm.
Wim Hof wants you to speed your breathing up, but for other reasons. You know, I recommend Wim Hof, you know, look at his breathing techniques, but
Okay.
that affects your
Is,
body.
is it WIMHOFF?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
He's called the Iceman, but he helps you in everyday life, you know, through breathing and having cold showers and waking the body up and things like that. But that's
Is
for a
that why they
different.
call him the Iceman then? Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
I
know,
don't know if I can take that.
but even like meditating and
I
breathing
can't.
and just sitting and clearing the mind, and it's the starting point to all of it.
Yeah. And
You
yeah,
know,
you're right.
even if you think you can't meditate, just
Hmm.
try sitting and slow your breathing down. And the slower you can get it comfortably, you'll find that your body will start reacting, and even your mind, you start opening up parts of your brain that have been
Yeah.
sitting there doing nothing for for a long time, and things will start
Yeah.
coming in.
Nice. Well, yeah, and I think I'm gonna try and meditate later. My uncle used to meditate, and he'd sit down in the chair and he'd slow his breathing, and then soon you'd hear soft snores coming from the chair, and
Yeah.
we'd say, "Shh, Uncle's meditating now."
Yeah. My granddad
Uh,
used to make us do it as kids just to get us to sit quietly and hope that we'd go to sleep. So meditating for
well, that's
me
good though.
from about the age of 3, 4, 4 years old, he'd be saying,
Uh-huh.
sit down and let's do some meditating. And yeah,
He
but it
was a
never
smart
worked.
man, wasn't he? Well, and that probably did you like a world of good, as a child to be able to, calm yourself like that, that self-calming kind of thing,
Not
like meditation.
really.
No, I would think
Because,
so, like, because, kids get worked up and then, you'll be okay, if you could just like meditate your way through it. I
but
try and help people go to the place inside themselves where
yeah,
nothing can reach them, nothing can get to you. If somebody, is trying to get to you by saying things or certain actions or something, you just go to that place and it's like you can look out from the window and go, but they
yeah,
can't come in. So the place you go where no one else can get in because you don't let them.
yeah. I
And
mean,
and I think you
it
have to
had the
go to
opposite
that place.
effect for me though. I used to see and hear things that I shouldn't have done as a child, and it gave me a rotten childhood because other people in my family couldn't understand why I was seeing it until one of them saw it when I was about 7, and then fled the house
Wow.
pretty
Okay.
quickly. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I always say to parents that have these gifted children,
Mhm.
let them have a childhood first. Let them choose.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
force
true.
them to
I was one of
honestly, and I'm saying it by experience. Let them be kids
Sam was one of
first.
those kids.
I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Um.
mean,
What was your
all the brain
thing?
scans, all that very French stuff
Oh yeah.
that they do.
He's like he's very spiritually awakened
yeah,
for his age, and he's like you, was like they couldn't figure out, oh, there's something wrong with him. No, there wasn't anything wrong with him. He was just like, being human and,
yeah,
and
Yeah, but
extraordinary.
that stuff can mess somebody up. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
All
Because I
the
mean they call you crazy,
Well,
you
and
know?
then all the brain scans you're going through, and
Yeah.
then kind of feeling like you're going through this outside of school, and then like you trying to go to a public school and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's just
Oh,
like
public school.
And did you see anything in school?
Yeah.
no, you can't learn anything, but you feel more outside the box being being outside of school, like you just feel more outside the box, like just going through all that stuff and then having to be around people. They don't know what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're already judging you and shit. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
'Cause
And I mean, you know,
I've been there.
I know how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I
We
was
should
wondering.
we should do a talk on this, talking about children that are affected by spirit and how the parents and families don't understand and everyday society doesn't understand and how damaging it can be to the children.
Right.
You know,
And
'cause
yeah. And
they
how you
didn't
just
get
said
didn't get a normal life.
Indigo children.
indigo children. That's
what
right.
you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah,
They call them is indigo children. They're the gifted, children. And yeah, it's just sad, that they put them through all that medical regime when really they just needed to be, they needed to be
Understood.
at Hogwarts, for Christ's sakes.
do you know, I used to get slapped and sent to bed all the time. When I used to freak out as a kid, like slap, go to bed. Parents were strict in my day. And, I was always being told off. I was the naughty one. I was the one that would set my sister off. And, and
But
I
that's
would
it. I mean, they just didn't know that you were just the creative one, the one that could see the possibilities that no one else could see, and they just didn't know. They didn't know how to deal with it,
and not understanding it is so frightening.
Yes.
Maybe they should have been more involved.
If they're not, yeah, that's the thing. If they're not awake and awakened themselves, they can't see this stuff. They think magic isn't real. It's not that all this stuff, this paranormal stuff, spirits aren't real, and until they know they are real, they just keep turning this blind eye on it and thinking that everyone else is crazy.
I think what is sad today is parents see their children talking about something or talking to their imaginary friend or they're going through whatever, and then they want to bring it out in them rather than shutting it down there and then and giving them a normal child. Go out and play with your friends. Go out and enjoy life and learn and
go find rock.
It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere because later on in life it will come back, and if they choose to walk that pathway, that's down to them. Don't force it on them.
Yeah. I was manifesting before the age of 10. So, but my family was real open. And I think actually my great grandmother and her sisters were witches.
Yeah.
But, no, I can't be sure until I can talk to grandma.
Yeah.
So, well, I gotta go, Viv. It's we've been here for an hour. It went so fast. It's incredible.
What's that gentleman's name?
Oh, this is Sam.
Sam, you've got to come on my show.
Okay.
With Madam, and we've
right.
got to continue this conversation.
And you got to stay here. You got to stay here. And we're just going to say goodbye to everyone else. We're going to sit around and chat a little bit more.
Where's she from?
Just a minute. We're not signing off. Just a minute. We got to tell everyone else goodbye. So we love you guys, Jamie and Josh and everyone that was here today watching the show, Jacqueline and Mort and Charles. Thank you so much for coming to visit, and blessed be. Have a great weekend, and everybody just be filled with abundance and love.
Be you.